shield. Puma's facing trouble. Now he is building 3 bunkers. He's got some kind of amazing sense. Pylons are creeping forward. Meanwhile, there's an SCV and a Marine out on the map trying to look for an expansion, but there will be none. It looks like STSquirtle wants to make it end now. Now, I don't know that he has enough DPS. These sentries don't help out too much against those bunkers with medevacs in play. And he's going to cancel it.
Yep, there's the cancel on the pylon. Great choice. Marine at the north for once. A yellow blip on the map is not a medevac. Interesting twist by Puma. He is going to be expanding, and look at this foresight. He is... Well, no, he's just going to plant it right at the expansion. But if he was going to plant it here, it would have walled off a DT, and I think that's really cool, Jeff.
Yeah. I think one of the things we have to watch for here, too, is that Puma's done a much better job than STSquirtle at rebuilding his economy. He's up to 52 harvesters, whereas the Protoss player is now down to 39. And with this fast third and his economy starting to stabilize and get where he needs it to be, I don't know that STSquirtle can continue to scale upwards. So he's got to either make something happen right now, or he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
There's another pylon going down by STSquirtle. He's so responsible about planting his pylons all around the map. It's very important to be able to do that regularly. We see more Templar popping out.
Oh, he doesn't want. He's like...
STSquirtle says, I have an idea. What if I left my stalkers here? And it was a good idea. We see
Medevac's like, hey, anybody home? And then the house turns out to be like a bunch of police officers.
And there's another medevac swinging by, and STSquirtle again has his great pylon placement, allowing them to spot absolutely everything. Some Templar can get warped in, maybe do a feedback, pick off that medevac, now pushing off across the pylon. Still no warp in. And this third command center by Puma is popping up surprisingly early, given everything that's happened. And STSquirtle is now still on the defensive.
Yeah, and this is such smart play. That both these drops poised to go ahead and go in. STSquirtle knows about both of them, but he can't both defend the drops and stop this third from being effective unless he gets some DTs in there. And with that pylon, he is able to do it. But it's kind of an option of, or a question of, does he do it?
Poor Zealot's just trying to swipe at the air to get this medevac. It doesn't work. There is no Zealot range upgrade. We do see STSquirtle now moving out with a lot of Templar. Wow, but keep in mind, ghosts are coming out very soon. See a couple warp-ins and the drop in the main. Oh, the Zealots are going to be able to make quick work of that in the main. Some Zealots also trying to clean up a drop. It looks like Puma target firing probes. Man, just to pick some of those off. But the big push by
STSquirtle's going for it. This is going to be the clash that determines the winner of this series and who advances. EMP goes down, but there's Templar behind, dude. You don't want those guys. And here they come. Big oh my gosh, the storms. Second one was a bit of a whiff, but he does have a couple more in tow. A few more, actually.
Oh, no ghosts on the field. No ghosts at all. He's darting forward with the Zealots, trying to make sure the Templar can be there to reinforce. He has to be very careful. He could get his ramp force fielded, and he does. Cannot do any sort of force fields up there, and there's a nice storm.
Holy cow.
Moving in towards the natural expansion. Zealots and Archons ripping apart this worker line. He can continue to force field the ramp. He can lock down these units, but he wants them to just barely sneak their way down and then get some big storms off, and there it is.
This game's descended into utter chaos. The natural has been compromised. Not mining any resources. It's down to this attack. Lots of Archons are being warped in, and Puma has to hold if he wants to continue to play in this tournament.
But we see only 18 probes left for STSquirtle. STSquirtle's natural expansion and main in absolute ruins. This attack doing huge damage, and he gets the command center.
But can he get up that ramp, Sean? If he can't get up that ramp, it's neither here nor there, because that third is mining, and it's a planetary fortress. Now DT's being warped, or Zealots actually. He's going to go for it.
Zealots getting warped in. I think STSquirtle is shocked to see that there's an expansion up here. Puma having great decision-making, does get an Archon. Meanwhile, at the third base, it looks like there's a lot of mules being planted. Uh-oh, that means that if he warps in a DT and kills off this turret, he can take out this expansion, but it looks like STSquirtle not going to be comfortable going in for that push. STSquirtle, again, just trying to reestablish his own basic 2 bases, wants a third desperately. But how could he possibly make a push here? We see 2 medevacs. He could feed back to pick it off, and no, he morphs an Archon. Then here he gets the medevac.
And he does snipe the medevac, but again, STSquirtle is working against the clock. Here's that big fight. It's just too much.
And EMP does huge damage to this push, and it looks like Puma's able to clean it up. Another Archon in the field needs to go back home. Oh no, this Archon off doing his own thing. It gets picked off, and STSquirtle's attack has been defended.
And that is huge, because back at home again, Squirtle was funneling all his money. It's another reset. They're at 21 harvesters versus 27. Terran player with a slight lead here, but with those mules, and now floating the orbital command to his natural, a brilliant choice. This essentially goes from 1 base to 2 base just by virtue of moving that orbital command.
We do now see a Marine from Puma trying to swing around to the top side. Squirtle has that very nice mix of Zealot, Archon. It doesn't work. Looks like a lot of Templar on the field, but how many Ghosts are here? How many Ghosts are in the mix? None. Those Storms could be everything. Puma, oh no, Puma could be making a critical error here. Oh, those units are very clustered. Needs to be careful. A decent Storm.
He's going to load up for another drop, now backing away. And I think what Puma wants to do, if you look at the minimap, he's just rallying over there. He wants to just keep the pressure on. Don't build any probes. Don't try to expand. I'm right here. I could kill you at any moment. And it's kind of working. If you look at Squirtle, he's funneling every ounce of his resources into additional Templars and Zealots, just trying to squeeze out that one last death unit, and he's not going to get it. This drop is going to enter a Protoss main that can't warp in because he can't afford it, and any damage is going to be, like, fatal.
And it looks like here is a potential final confrontation in the main field. The Zealots move in, doing some nice damage, but the Templar way far behind, and in the main, the drop goes off. Drop dealing damage to the Dark Shrine, and in the meantime, Storms absolutely blanketing everything. Amazing Storms by Squirtle, but it's barely not enough.
Spread.
And in the main, it's the game. A phenomenal game.